Fabian Hürzeler's Brighton have impressed the Premier League with their unpredictable attacking style, combining fluid movement with sharp transitions to unsettle even the toughest defenses. Hürzeler's unique tactical approach has taken the team to new heights, allowing them to play inventive, high-energy football that keeps the opponents guessing and fans on the edge of their seats. His leadership has made Brighton a consistent contender capable of challenging any side in the division. Here's how you can replicate Brighton's tactics in FC25. The new Brighton manager has deployed his side in two different formations so far this season, the 4-2-3-1 as well as the 4-4-2. Now you will see Brighton seamlessly moving in and out of these different formations throughout the course of the game. This is down to the fact that Fabian Hürzeler doesn't really care about the structure or the formation. He mainly cares about having a particular player in a certain position in the different phases of play. Now this means you might see an overload in the deeper areas of the field, having the two central defensive midfielders dropping deep and into the wider zones when looking to build out from the back, or it could also mean having a multitude of attacking options higher up the field, again having the two defensive midfielders playing higher up, as well as looking to combine on a consistent basis alongside the wider players. That could be the fullbacks and the wingers looking to combine successfully in the wider zones. The 4-2-3-1 Brighton team tactics will have a build-up style set to balanced. This will see Brighton looking to successfully platform the back and look to rotate the ball in the deeper areas of the field, often looking to invite the press and the pressure from the opposition onto them into those deeper areas, where Brighton will then look to circulate the ball in those deeper zones and then find passes to then play through the opposition's press. Now Brighton under Hürzeler have also adopted a direct style of play, looking to go long and direct into the forward line that can lead to quick transitions being created. The defensive approach for this team should be set to aggressive, with the line height being set to 95, as Hürzeler does want a side consistently looking to press the opposition in their own half, making sure that it's very difficult to try and establish an offensive platform to build up off of. This can often lead to turnovers higher up the pitch that can also lead to transition attacking moments for the likes of Brighton. And along with the high line being implemented in order to try and restrict the opposition in their own half, it can lead to multiple offsides being created. As we move on to the individual player roles and instructions, we'll start off at the back with the goalkeeper in Fabian, who will be set to the role of sweeper keeper, with the focus being set to balanced. With this aggressive high line that Brighton are looking to try and initiate, it can leave a lot of space for the opposition to try and exploit just in behind your backline area, meaning that the goalkeeper needs to be able to read the game and be very proactive and off of his line in order to try and prohibit any potential attacking outlets that the opposition might be looking to try and exploit your backline with, meaning that the goalkeeper will often look to sweep up and protect and win the ball back and restore possession back in Brighton's favour. Now, along with this style of play, it does help that Fabian is very comfortable on the ball and can look to pass out under the opposition's press and pressure, looking to play those shorter passes either into the centre backs or in the possession of one of the holding midfielders. The two central defenders will be Igor as the left-sided centre back and Lewis Dunk as the right-sided centre back. Now both of these players will be set to ball-playing defender as their role, and for the focus it will be set to defend. Both Dunk as well as Igor are quite competent on the ball, looking to receive passes from the goalkeeper before firing off another pass either into the midfield or a more direct ball into the forward line. With the way that Hürzeler does want his side playing, he wants the centre backs to take the initiative, collect the ball in the deeper zones and drive forward with it, either creating successful attacking overloads or just looking to push the team higher up the field. And with Brighton's high line implemented, it does mean that both centre-backs need to be very vigilant when it comes to defending against the quick transitions, where they will be looking to consistently cover in behind one another, making sure that they are trying to break up any potential attacking play that the opposition might be looking to exploit them with. The right back in Joel Veltman will be set to the role of wing back, with the focus being set to balance, allowing him to break forward and attack down the right-hand flank if the opportunities do present themselves and if Minte does need that extra overlapping help. But Veltman does tend to excel in defending the wider right space, making sure that he is trying to sweep up and protect that right-hand side as best as possible. The right back will naturally look to have a slightly deeper role compared to the left back, as this is down to Joel Veltman looking to show for passes in the earlier phases of the build-up play before firing passes off either into the midfield or directly into the attacking line. The left back in Pervis Estupiñán will be set to the role of attacking wing back, with the focus being set to attack. When utilizing the 4-2-3-1, Hürzeler wants the left back looking to consistently overlap the left midfielder, creating a double up down the left-hand flank. This can allow for either Pervis Estupiñán or potentially Matoma to be free to either supply a cross or a cutback into the box. A lot of the attacking outlet that Brighton have created under Hürzeler has come from either a cross or a cutback into the box. Therefore, Pervis Estupiñán or the likes of Kadioglu will be vital to the success of this attack. The preferred double pivot of Jack Hinchelwood and Carlos Baleba will be set to the same role. That will be deep-lying playmaker, with the focus being set to roaming, allowing them to be able to successfully drift all over the field and mainly into the wider zones, looking to help assist with those passing triangles in the wider areas. Now with this role, it can encourage both Baleba as well as Hinchelwood to drop deep and help support in that first phase of the build-up play, looking to be very important in rotating the ball in those deeper areas and inviting the press from the opposition into those deeper zones. These two players are pivotal in establishing Brighton's aggressive press, making sure that they are trying to break up as much play in the central areas and out wide where possible. And along with the off-the-ball abilities, it does also help that both Belabor as well as Hinchelwood are press resistant, meaning that they can collect the ball in those tight and confined areas and connect the play to the rest of their attackers. The right midfielder in Yankuba Minter will be set to the role of inside forward with the focus being set to attack. This will allow for Minter to be able to make those direct attacking runs in behind the opposition's backline, posing as Brighton's focal point in their attack down the right-hand flank. Meaning that when he does break in behind, he can collect the ball in those slightly wider areas and either cut inside and create a shot opportunity for himself, or potentially look to create a cross or a cutback into the box for one of their attackers. Now, when their attackers do break into the box and they are looking to get on the end of a cross, you will see at least two players in and around that zone alongside the opposite flank. And speaking of that position, the left midfielder will be Karo Matoma, who will be set to the role of inside forward with the focus being set to balanced. He can also try and facilitate and create opportunities from that wider left space, whether it's a cross or a cutback into the box, or maybe even looking to cut inside and create a shot opportunity for himself. The way that Hürzeler likes his wingers playing, he likes them being very direct, very imposing, very aggressive. But with the way that Matoma likes to play, he also can look to drop a bit deeper and collect the ball in those deeper spaces where he'll look to assist in the earlier phases of the attacking build-up play. Jorginho Rutter, deployed in that number 10 position, will be set to the role of shadow striker with the focus being set to attack. This will see Jorginho Rutter looking to break into the box a fair amount, almost playing as a secondary striker, making sure that he is very imposing and aggressive towards the opposition backline, sometimes even making those direct runs in behind alongside the wingers. But you'll also see him looking to pop up in the half spaces and in between the lines to show for passes and connect Brighton's attack. Of course, he will be aided by the likes of Danny Welbeck, deployed as at number 9, but he'll be set to the role of false 9 with the focus being set to build up play. This will successfully allow for both Rutter as well as Welbeck to slightly interchange positions every now and then, having Welbeck drop deeper and into the midfield looking to help assist with the build-up play in those central areas, and having Rutter look to overlap him at times and act as that centre forward himself. You will see at times Welbeck looking to drift into the wider zones and help create successful attacking overloads down the left or the right-hand side, where he can also look to get on the ball and supply a cross into the box. Welbeck's link-up play and his ability to hold up the ball very successfully has led to Brighton scoring an abundance of goals, where the likes of Danny Welbeck will look to drop deep at times, get on the ball, and then supply a quick pass into the possession of one of the inverted wingers looking to attack that central area that Welbeck has vacated. Brighton's formation when in possession of the ball does create a very attacking structure, a 2-3-5 unit, where at the base it will be the likes of Verbruggen, Igor, as well as Dunk looking to help protect and sweep up and make sure that the opposition can't create those quick transitions, but also being able to successfully play out from the back and deliver the ball into one of the midfielders or directly into the forward line. Now, your midfielder will be Hinchelwood as well as Belabor, who can look to drift into those wider areas and help assist with the attacking builder play in the wider zones, and also when out of possession of the ball, quickly looking to recover their shape and break up the attacking play. Veltman will be situated down the right-hand flank, looking to attack if the opportunities present themselves and if the likes of Minter does need that overlapping run from the right back, but he will mainly look to lock down the right-hand space. As we take a look at the attacking front line, you will see a lot of pairs being formulated: Welbeck and Rutter, Matoma and Estupinian. Now, Minter sometimes is somewhat isolated compared to the other two sets of attacking players, sometimes having Veltman looking to overlap and assist him, but more times than not, he is isolated in that wider right space, looking to take on the opposition fullback, beat him and supply a cross or a cutback, or maybe even create a shot for himself. And this is down to the raw pace that Minter does possess. The two central attackers will be Welbeck and Rutter, and like I mentioned earlier, you will see one of them looking to drop off the back line and drop into the midfield, and vice versa situations to occur. Now, this can also create a lot of confusion in the opposition's backline. The centre-backs won't know if they should stick or twist, go with the attacker into the central zones, or maintain that defensive line, and in turn, either situation does create a lot of attacking opportunities for Brighton. If the opposition centre-backs tend to stay in their back line, it does allow for at least one player to be freed in between the lines to show for passes. If the opposition centre-back chooses to follow that attacker into the midfield area, it does mean that there is a lot more central space for the two wingers to move into and try and exploit. And then finally, down the left-hand side, we have seen a fantastic relationship formulate between Matoma and Estupinian, or whoever you have positioned in that left-back role. Now, when the one looks to overlap, the other one will look to attack the interior zones, creating extra passing options centrally. But you will see him consistently looking to interchange, one firing an across, the other one firing an a cutback opportunity. And it does create a lot of defensive issues for the opposition fullback, as he does tend to get doubled up on, and that always leaves extra passing options in those wider zones. For Brighton's 4-4-2 team tactics, the settings will remain the same, and this is down to the fact that Hürzeler does like a side seamlessly transitioning between a 4-2-3-1 as well as a 4-4-2 in game. Therefore, you wouldn't really want to change too much when it comes to the aggressive pressing or the attacking outlet from this team. They will still look to assert themselves high up the field when out of possession of the ball, looking to press the opposition and make sure that life is very difficult when they are trying to build their attacks out from the back. As we move on to the individual player roles, there are several player roles that have not changed, but there are a few that have indeed. Starting off with the left back and Purvis Estupiñán, who will now be set to the role of wing back with the focus being set to balanced, making sure that the left hand side is just as defensively solid as the right, allowing for Estupiñán to attack if the opportunities present themselves, but making sure that he is looking to lock down the left hand area. The next set of instructions that has changed is Matoma, who will still be set to the role of inside forward, but now the focus has shifted to attack. When in this position and the left back not really bombing forward and attacking as much, Fabian Hürzeler does expect his two wingers to be the focal points in their attack, staying high and wide and making sure that they are ready to drift inside and attack that central space when the two centre forwards drop deep, and they'll be the attacking outlet for this Brighton side. Of course, along with the structural change, it now means that there are two centre forwards deployed up front. Ruta will now be set to the role of false 9, with the focus being set to build up. This will see both Welbeck as well as Ruta looking to drop in between the lines and show for passes, or even looking to drop into the deeper midfield and collect the ball from a Baleba or a Hinchelwood before playing direct passes into the two inside forwards. And when Brighton are in possession of the ball, they will look to formulate a 4-2-4 structure, allowing for the four attacking players to combine higher up the field and create those attacking sequences. They will be backed up by the next four players in Baleba, Hinchelwood, Estupiñán, and Veltman, looking to add to the attacking outlet higher up the field, looking to confine and restrict the opposition in their own half at times. And just in behind them will be Lewis Dunk for Bruggen and Igor, looking to defend against the quick transitions that they might face, whilst also looking to develop the ball higher up the field and add to the attacking outlets. For Brighton's assignments, Lewis Dunk is the club captain, but if he is off the field and Jason Steele is playing, he will naturally look to take up the armband, with the left and the right free kicks being left up to Danny Welbeck as well as Hinchelwood. But I also know that players like Dunk as well as Enciso are capable of stepping up and taking those set-piece situations. The long free kicks has somewhat been mixed, as Ayari, Enciso, Hinchelwood and Estupiñán have all been able to step up and deliver crosses from those deeper zones into the box for their attackers. For the corner kick takers, I have selected Hinchelwood as well as Minte to take them for the time being, but Estupiñán, Ayari, Milner have all been able to deliver the corner set pieces. And last but not least should be the three players to target in the box from those corner situations. The target player being Lewis Dunk, as he possesses the best aerial threats in the Brighton side, alongside Danny Welbeck making those near post runs, and of course Igor will often pop up at the back post to be able to latch onto those potential flick-on efforts in that area. And there we go, people. That is how it's success. You go ahead and replicate and recreate Fabian Hürzeler's Brighton tactics for FC25. I do hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you don't mind smashing that like button down below, whilst also subscribing to the channel, that would be fantastic. We are on the road to 15k, so if you would like to be a part of that journey, please do consider subscribing, hitting the bell notifications, and of course, smashing the thumbs up. Anyways, until the next time, until the next one, I hope you have a smashing goddamn day, and I'm out of here. Peace.